Hello, and a very happy Monday to you. Good morning, still here in London. It's a very grey London today. Nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not going to, suddenly shock you with 30-degree heat. No, this is the 9th of April. It's been a hot minute since I've been on the podcast show. Of course, I'm Rebecca Nichols, and this is my podcast show, Royal Treats. So good to be with you this morning and to be sharing with you a little window on my world and what I've really been experiencing within myself since I've last shared with you. Most of you know that I'm on a healing journey right now within myself, healing the past, healing past relationships, healing trauma, going deep, getting that inner child, healing that inner child, forgiving myself, having this huge amount of compassion for myself and forgiving the things that I've said and done and what I didn't say or didn't do, and how really having a strong connection back to Mother Earth and back into my root chakra where all life begins. And of course I am creating a life right now, currently 24 weeks pregnant, and if you haven't heard the news, I am having a girl, which is really, really exciting because I have a beautiful boy and he's amazing and great energy, really fiery little Leo. And I've got another little Leo coming, which is going to be amazing. These Leos and their fire. But I'm a Libra, so I'm kind of very cool and calm and air, and we just kind of like blow out the flames, right? So I've been really journeying into myself a lot deeper, and I think this is the journey that I share with you and I share with the women that I coach and encourage them to keep digging into those old wounds. Just as when we think that we're healed, we're okay, we're over it, we've moved forward, something pops up. And we're in Mercury retrograde right now, so that means that we're going to be revisiting, renewing, reflecting, all the re's, the re prefixes, and just trying to make sense of where we've been. Look at what the past, since past retrograde's been. It's about 3 or 4 times a year we get into a retrograde. Last year I think we had about 4. So it's actually very good for retrograde. It's not a bad thing. It does affect our communication. So be very aware of how you communicate and what gets said and what gets lost in translation. Say what you mean and mean what you say. I've been opening up my heart to express myself on a deeper level with some old friends, some friends I've known for a long time. And I find that loyalty is misconstrued in so many ways. We can know someone for 20 years but not really know them. And I don't want those kind of relationships anymore. I want to have really deep, really open, really vulnerable, really kind of like, this is who I am, and feel accepted for who I am without being judged, without being controlled, without being manipulated, without being told what to do, because that seems to be something that's been a pattern in my life, and that I've been around people who obviously didn't have much trust or faith in me, and then I didn't have much trust and faith in myself, and it's kind of like we're all mirroring each other really. So who you're around and surrounding yourself with, it's kind of you're feeding off each other and you're on the same frequency and you're sympathizing. Or you can be on this chaotic frequency, which I find when I'm on a chaotic frequency with someone, the best thing you can do is walk away with love. And it's not easy. And the third eye, it deals with judgment, it deals with discernment, it gets you tapped in to, this is an energy that I don't want to be around. I'm not going to make this energy right or wrong. I'm not going to judge what this is. I'm not going to judge this situation. I'm not going to judge this being for what they're saying. I'm just choosing not to be aligned with, I'm choosing not to align with this, or I'm choosing not to participate in this because this is not matching the frequency that I'm on. It's like, when you're trying to tune in the radio and it's just muffled. You're not really getting the clear sound, that's frequency. And something I go a little bit more into on my coaching programs, on all the women that are on the Queendom Academy, I call it. And when I say the journey to queendom, that's one reason why I wrote the journey to queendom, was to really express myself and find out what journey I was on to reaching this level of my life. And of course, I'm not where I want to be as a human being. I haven't achieved the things that I want to achieve. It doesn't mean I'm incomplete as a being. It doesn't mean I'm not whole as a human being as I am right now. I'm already a whole human being. You know, you've got to understand that no one can take away from you. They can only ever add to you, because you should already be full of yourself, full of love, full of abundance, full of joy, full of peace, regardless of what people say or don't say or do or don't do. You know, we need to get rid of the blame, the shame, the guilt, the resent, all these things that keep us stuck in a past place and limit us from moving forward and to create the most amazing life for ourselves. Now, I think what is success anyway? I've been thinking about what that really, how do you define that? Warren Buffett said it best when he said, success to me is, you know, saying no a lot. And so what are you saying yes to in your life that you could really be saying no because you know it doesn't align with you and your higher self? You know it's not really, you're just not feeling it. It's just not vibing with you, right? What do we tolerate because we feel that we should do, we have to, society says. You know, we're coming into some really brilliant times as humans, just around the world, planetary. You know, this whole movement, Me Too, women standing in solidarity for each other and supporting and loving and encouraging each other is amazing. I haven't been the best human being in my life. I'm continuing to learn and grow each and every day. And I think this is so important and a really vital lesson for all of us to learn, is that we have tremendous amount of power over our emotions, believe it or not. And the word emote is Latin. It means to move out. So when we're thinking about our emotions and how to manage our own energy, it's very possible for us to be like, this person can do this and say this, but it doesn't have to affect me. I can choose not to be affected by this. Or I can choose to feel what I need to feel in terms of processing this, kind of, you know, whatever people say or do to you, how they hurt you or they don't hurt you, you know. Or you can take it on board or you can leave it. That is a choice. It's always a choice. Like happiness is a choice. You know, happiness is a choice. It's a choice we make every day to be happy regardless of our life situation. To be in that moment. To be grateful. To be proud of who you are. To be satisfied within yourself. That no one can add or take away from you. Or people can add to your life, sorry. I mean, they can. But no one can, no one can take away is the most important thing. I always believe that we should be trying to add value to people's lives. But, it's a bonus when you add to someone else's life. Because I want you to be really filling yourself up with love and joy, and creating a little nirvana of yourself, a little heaven here on earth. So I did actually wanted to make this podcast about Kundalini Energy and what the Kundalini Energy means, and Kundalini-rising, and you'll hear a lot about me talking about that over in the blog, and I've mentioned it on my Instagram feed, and what is the importance of the Kundalini Energy. And it's a very powerful thing once you really get into it. And so I just really wanted to share with you a little bit, because I did a poll a couple of weeks ago about what the Kundalini is. And I was surprised that a lot of people don't know what Kundalini is. But of course, that's what I'm here to do, to share with you what Kundalini energy is. Now, in ancient mysteries, each chakra was said to be the seat of the body. And so the first chakra, or Kundalini chakra, is the seat of the physical body. So basically, this is the generator of physical reality, as each of us experience a physical reality. In other words, the first chakra makes life. And so the root chakra is being able to physically manifest in the 3D, in a third dimension, in a physical. We aren't third dimensional, we are fifth dimensional beings, and that's where we go on the journey to evolve in those stages as we work on each chakra and understand each chakra and how that works as an energy system, as your internal energy system. And if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about the chakra system and what each chakra does, please take a look back over previous podcasts that I've shared, and you'll find out some information there. And of course, please don't hesitate to contact me and ask me anything you need to know, and I can advise you in what direction you need to go. I've kind of committed my life to educating people around the chakra system because I understand how powerful it is. I understand that understanding our internal energy system and who we are emotionally and psychologically really does affect us in the physical world, in our physical bodies, but also what we're able to manifest into our lives in the physical. So, we want that nice house, we want that nice car, we want that job, we want a successful career. This all starts with the root and understanding that you have, you're a physical human being, right? And you can manifest things on a physical human level, but, you've got to start working on other things as well. So you need vision, and you need to have that right mindset, and you need to be able to really see where you're going and believe that you can achieve as well. So it's very easy to get blocked, at this level. The chakra holds, that chakra in itself, the root chakra, holds all of life's mysteries. And it's all about maintaining physical life at its most basic function. And I will know personally about that experience on having been diagnosed with a virus that most would consider it to be life-threatening and very damaging and very, very dangerous, or kind of very much stigma attached to the HIV virus. I found it fascinating that the universe would give me such a task to do, and I've always believed that sickness and disease was a manifestation of an imbalance within ourselves on a spiritual level. I stand by that, and I believe that once we heal within, and we really focus on ourselves, loving ourselves, nurturing ourselves on every level, physically, mentally, emotionally, when we do the things we love to do, we understand that we're powerful beings, and we really know how to communicate with each other, open our hearts to receive love before we give love, and use our third eye to navigate our way through life. And obviously connecting to God is a massive thing for me. I'm a big believer in connecting to God and connecting to that higher power, and that's what's been able for me to overcome these obstacles in terms of my physical health and what I've been able to restore and repair, and over the past 3-4 months since actually even getting my diagnosis in January. It's been a roller coaster, but it's been something that I've embraced, I've trusted. And so if you are struggling in your physical health, this is where the root chakra comes into play. This is where we need to go back to basics as a human being, because without our physical health, we can't enjoy this life. It means nothing, really. I mean, obviously life means nothing anyway, because you're here just to create. But without this physical connection to yourself, without, even just me doing lots of exercising, upping my exercise, getting more oxygen into my body, getting the right nutrients into body, eating the right foods, going to sleep at the right time, reducing my technology, having more meaningful, deep conversations, feeling more connected. Like I've been doing lots of gardening, which is very good for your root chakra, by the way, and just really, getting in that zone. of I am here, I am safe, I am loved, I am supported, and really understanding how Mother Nature and how the world and the universe is actually really behind you, supporting you every step of the way, that you support and love and nurture yourself. So it all starts with you, and it all starts at the root. And this is where the Kundalini energy gets awakened. Yeah. The first chakra is referred to as the Muladhara chakra, and it is derived from two words meaning root, which is the mula, and base, and the hara is the and base is the hara, which is the root also. So the foundation of the seven chakras is the root chakra. So I wouldn't recommend you even trying to understand what all the rest of the chakras mean and how you can awaken them. And everyone focuses on third eye like it's the most important chakra. It's not. It is important. But, you've got to start at the root, yeah? We find in our physical roots in the earth, and so is the first chakra, then is the source of our groundedness, as well as our being, out of our survival and our instinct. So no matter what happens to you, if you lost everything, your home, money, and I've lost lots over the past 2 years, big investments, things didn't go my way, trusting the wrong people. Look, let me tell you, money is never going to make you happy. Take it from me. I thought it would, and it did for a period of time. And trust me, it made me see the world and experience things I've never been able to experience if I did not have it. It's enabled me to get onto a path where I've been able to train and coach with some amazing people and have the skills I needed to really help and go forward and help women, encourage women to be the best versions of themselves. So don't get me wrong, I know we all need it. And it's fine. It's the root chakra. Money's in the root chakra. But I tell you what can block it. Materialism. Wanting it so much more. Valuing it more than people. Valuing money over people. Putting money before people is a blockage. There's things that money cannot buy, and we all know that, and health is one of them, right? And that's found in the root as well. So the movement of the chakras emanates like a vibration, and this vibration travels up, and this is where we kind of starts in the groin area, and it kind of travels up and works its way up into the crown chakra. So you when you think about the Kundalini energy, you've got to think of like your DNA and how that spirals, and it's very much similar system of working up, and it's very connected. The Kundalini is also very much connected to your nervous system, how you breathe, your prana, your mind. So if you're thinking about anatomy, men and women obviously have we're very different in terms of how we're made, and it's about 2 inches difference between the bodies where our first chakras are in the men and the women. The first chakra for women is internal and towards the surface, and the man is slightly more it's respectively, you've got male and female hormones, testosterone and estrogen. It's actually, what this means is that there is a physiological difference in terms of how energy and information are processed in the pelvic region of each sex. That's what I'm trying to say. How we process stuff. Men tend to process stuff a lot with that area, and women don't tend to process a lot of stuff in that area. They process it more in the second chakra. It's where their feelings are more there and more intuitive and more in touch with the moon in that chakra. So that's all about the sacral. So it's fascinating. So the symbology of the first chakra is in and out symbology. Yeah, it has serpentine motion. So like the snake, think of the Kundalini as they call it, the serpent, the snake energy. That is, you think of garden even, you think of the snake. Yeah, kind of like it all rings bells a little bit, and it's all kind of coming and piecing together, and how the story of the Garden of Eden came about, and it was all very relative, and it was all very to do with a lot of Kundalini energy, and how the energy of the woman and the man coming together with the Kundalini energy based in that root chakra. And it's important to know that obviously movement energy cannot be separated. They're very much intertwined. They're very much one of the same. The movement of energy in the body and physical movement, including anything in its esoteric form, absolutely go hand in hand. This is the vital energy, or your life force energy. This is what's making us feel alive and feel connected and feel that we are here. And it's a beautiful thing when we can really connect to ourselves in that space. Another name for the vital energy is prana or chi. And breathing is the way of accessing the prana. And prana and mind are also connected. Prana accumulates and probably forms in the mind or the auric field. The auric field is what makes up our aura and makes up who we are in terms of energy as well. And I won't have to go too much into that today. I just want you to really touch on and express the importance of knowing this for yourself. So please do go away, find out, research, and also, if you're really willing to embark on a journey that is truly life-changing and transformational, you can do it. If you really are waking up every morning and thinking, is this my life? Am I living for my weekends? Am I worrying about my future? Am I living in the past? Do I feel connected? Do I have life energy? Do I feel revitalized? Do I feel here? Am I tired, sluggish, chronic, fatigued? Is my health deteriorating? Am I sleeping very well? Do I have depressive states of mind? All these things. Only you can know yourself. And I think about going back to the journey of 4 years ago when I started on this journey of loving myself, of bettering myself, taking care of myself, going to the gym, getting into spirituality, understanding a little bit more about consciousness. It was a journey. I was embarking on a journey, and I'm still on that journey. I'm at a different stage in that journey. I'm at a different level in the journey. But one thing that I had to say to myself is, well, am I truly happy with myself? Am I looking in this mirror? Am I truly in love with the person? Am I truly in love with my life? No. I was searching despite everything, despite the money, despite having a relationship and thinking everything was hunky-dory. I still wasn't loving myself. Not loving myself and still holding on to a lot of trauma from my past and still holding on to a lot of regrets and still blaming my mother for this, that, the other, which again is all root chakra. The relationships that are formed in our first chakra are with our parents, and this will give us the support we need to get through this life. And when you don't have that, it does make this life journey much more difficult. Not having my dad around, not my mum depressed and anxious and on tablets and not really communicating with me, it led me to just being very neglected emotionally as a child. And so I get what people are suffering with in this life. I get how much the past of our childhood and the pain that was caused. And of course there was sexual abuse within my family, and I just never really recovered that for years and years. I felt very unworthy of being here. I just felt lost. And again, it all came back to the root chakra. So my root chakra was blocked for a very, very long time. And the root chakra actually gets established at birth. And from 0 to 7 years, that's where it's kind of developing and growing and needing what it needs. And then from 7 till about 10, that's when you're in your sacral chakra phase of your life. And so on and so forth. So at the moment with Tristan, it's kind of evolving between going from sacral chakra into solar plexus until he gets to about 10. And so we're at the stage now where we're kind of in between the two chakras. And we're working on feelings and emotions and empathy and compassion. And we're working on owning our power, saying no, accepting that there's accepting that people who are powerful in the world, and respecting that people are owning their power. We get kind of offended with people with power, don't we? Like, who they think they are, all that power. But it's normally because we're very intimidated by people with power. We don't know how to align with our own power, and we don't know how to be powerful in this world. So therefore we hate on that. So like, you have problems with authority, you get easily offended. But anyway, we're not going into that. We could be here all day talking about that. But just to get to the point of the importance of understanding this information and actually taking it on board and actually applying it to your life. Because talk is cheap. And I'm here to help. I genuinely am. I'm here to help. I'm here to help you as a female. If you're listening, as one of my women and my students, you all know that I'm committed to getting people on at a level of their lives where they're fully able to control their thoughts, not what happens to them in their life. Because, hey, shit's happening. It's going to happen. Life is going to happen. But it's how you respond to the shit that life throws at you. How do you respond to the life situations? How do you not take on board this, and make it mean this? You know, the stories of the past. Do we keep dragging them back up? Oh, but you don't understand, Rebecca. This happened to me. That happened. Listen, I think I've experienced everything that a human could possibly experience in this life. I'm still here. I'm still grateful. And I'm still moving. And I'm still pushing forward with my dreams and my goals. And I'm not letting what's happened in my past determine where I can go and who I can be as a human being. And that's the difference. And that's the power you have. That's the power that's inside of you, that it resides inside of me, resides inside of you. I'm not different from you. I'm not better than you. We're all one, as I keep saying. And we're in this together to help each other so that we can evolve. With love, let's just accept. And let's get connected more. Okay. So finally, before I go, because I'm having a Reiki treatment soon, very excited to be on the receiving end of having a Reiki treatment. So actually, all our experiences are recorded in the physical body. All the things that we experience in life are recorded in the first recorded in the physical body. And that's in the Kundalini Center. And it's via the nervous system. We know some things happen to us when we experience something. We get a feeling, and that's normally there in that part. Makes us feel adrenaline, fight or flight. When things happening to you, it's excitement, or it's fear, or it's sadness, but it's all happening in the physical. I mean, nothing happens until it happens in the first chakra, because that is where we manifest in the 3D. So it's so stuff actually happens in the spiritual before it manifests in the physical. That's what I'm saying as well. Everything you see around you has been created by us. That's what we've manifested on this planet. That's how powerful we are. That's how amazing we are at creating. So what can affect our nervous system? And it's normally adrenals, it's gonads, it's fight, it's flight. It's how we get through our day. It's a survival mechanism, isn't it? But we need to evolve past the first chakra, because I feel a lot of people are in a state of survival and they're not in a space of creation, which when we move up into the sacral chakra, we understand that we are creative beings and that we must create the life we want. It's not going to come on a plate. Here you go. Here's your perfect life. It's just not happening. We can't discuss what Kundalini is without discussing the nervous system. The Kundalini is our primary means of sensing life and physical reality. And our secondary means is in the nervous system. So this is transmitting the energy, really, of the experience and then recording it, buying in the Kundalini to the brain and via the spinal cord. It's fascinating how it all works, and I'm a geek for this. I'm learning all the time as well, and so that I can share with you, of course. And if the Kundalini is awake, our being will record the data and the experience, and that's why you can go through life and people be like, "Oh, I don't remember. Didn't really happen, or can't remember that experience," because actually, when the Kundalini is not awakened, there's very little things in life that you do truly experience on a level where you're present and fully aware that you're experiencing and feeling fully alive, I would call it. You know, if the Kundalini is not activated, and if the serpent snake remains sleeping, the nervous system will not send the message to the brain. That means we will not be able to recall the event at a later time, and there'll be no memory of the experience. And I think this is what depression does to people, and anxiety. It steals away life. It steals away the experience that we have in life. It's literally sucking the joy out of you by not understanding what a gift it is to be here in the present and be alive and fully feel that on so many different levels. And so this is what my gift to you is, to really get you to understand that this is the knowledge that you need to move forward in your life and to create a life that you're absolutely in love with. And so what's the point otherwise? What is the actual point if you can't love yourself, can't love your life? So not only obviously the Kundalini, the first place we have awareness of the occurrence of an experience, but it's also the first place in which we can deny that anything has occurred, as we do not acknowledge that anything has occurred. We don't have to deal with it. Isn't that so? It's dealing with all the denialism of things, of life. Oh, I don't know, it didn't happen. Did it happen? I don't know. I didn't experience it. Didn't feel it. If I didn't feel it, it didn't happen. So that's just where we're so cut off. Like, some people are like activated in the higher chakras, but in the lower chakras they're just like dead, dormant. And so this is where we have to activate each one and let us work as an entire energy system. The Kundalini is also the primary energy source for our spiritual vehicle. This means that people do not have the spiritual nervous system, the chakra system, awakened, are literally only half alive. They are alive on the output. They're not alive on the intake, if that makes sense. So they feel like, you know, when they're active, when they're only putting out, they do not feel anything else. So they live life in like a numbed state. I've seen people experience this for myself. I experienced many years of this for myself, so I am speaking from experience. I've seen people live like this day in, day out. And sometimes they can live dangerously numbed states, like really unaware, and put themselves in certain situations. I know that happens with my son. When his root chakra we're still working on it and getting it awakened. And this is how someone can have cancer growing in their body and not know it, or can have a kidney disease and not know it, or until it becomes so advanced that there are symptoms, obviously. And that's like, to wait for symptoms is to wait for the secondary system. The nervous system rather than the primary chakra system to give feedback. But then, it could be too late. You could be so far advanced in whatever sickness or disease you've got in your body, you can't even come back from that. So while Kundalini energy is not controlled by the genitals, it is related to hormones, which are secreted by the endocrine glands, all the reproductive organs. So this is where, understanding the endocrine system and understanding how the Reiki and the chakra system is very connected to your endocrine system, which is really important, because this, like, when I think about autoimmune diseases and I think about any kind of immune disease or any kind of sickness or disease within the body, it all comes back to emotional, psychological. And then by understanding what sickness and diseases are at each chakra, this is where you can move forward to start to clear and balance out that energy within that chakra and start living a life where you're free from sickness and disease and you're happy and, you're healthy and, the sun is shining. Well, not if you live in London. So I've only got 10 minutes. I do like to talk. So the experience of the rising of the awakening of the sleeping snake, the Kundalini, can make us feel incredibly alive when we're tapped into it, and when the Kundalini opens, the second chakra opens and connects to the third eye. And this has been my experience in every type of awakening that I've had, and I've had several awakenings over the years and different levels of awakening. So understand that if you're willing to embark on this, it is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. But I want you to know that it's important to start this journey, not for you, for yourself, for the people in your family, for your children. This journey that I'm on is the best journey that I could be on, not just for myself, but for my children. This means that this knowledge, this awareness that I have of myself can be passed on to my children. Something that I never got from my mum because she wasn't fully realised being, and still isn't fully realised being. I want to believe that that's a possibility for her, right? And I know as empaths, as healers, as light workers, we feel that it's our duty to be out there in the world and fixing people, when actually it's not. The biggest gift you can give to the world is you being whole, complete, loving yourself, because you're that demonstration of what's possible for another human being. So whilst I've been away for the past, 3 weeks since I've last shared with you, and I love sharing with you guys, but understand this journey that I'm on, I have to be authentic. I have to be real. I have to know that I'm in a real deep healing space where I'm uncovering and unearthing and beginning and becoming again, shedding the old skin away, that serpent, snake, going back into the root, getting deeper insights, having deeper awakenings, feeling that prana, working that kundalini, and really working with my internal energy. Encouraging you guys to just keep digging deeper within yourselves to uncover all those things and all those blocks that you've put in front of you that could be possibly limiting you from bringing the best and highest version of yourself. And that's that. You are the creator. You have the power. It's always been with you. It's time to unleash, right? So I'll post some information in regards to watching a webinar. If you're interested in getting on my coaching academy, I'd love to have you there. It will be an honor and a privilege to work with you, of course. And stay tuned, of course, and subscribe. And I'll be back soon with some more information, with just dropping some spiritual bombs and letting you know that, aligned, to get into alignment and be in that divine space of living is possible for all of us. We have to see that possibility. We have to feel that possibility. We have to know that we are on this planet for a great reason, a great purpose, that we're not just here for no reason. And then we can start to create a life that we will love. So until next time, it's been wonderful sharing with you guys today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate you could be anywhere right now, but you're giving me your time. And also you're giving yourself some value adding value to yourself and to your life by listening and participating and getting involved in these shows. And please do please write a comment if you're listening to this. If you enjoyed, write a review. If you're enjoying the podcast show, I think I'm at my number 53 episode, which has been amazing. I've been on this journey since June of last year with the podcast show, so I feel really grateful that... Sorry guys. Typical when you're recording and your son walks in. So yeah, I've been really grateful to be on this journey with you guys and sharing with you my world and the window on my world and what I've been experiencing in my life and how Reiki's really helped and changed me. The more we can share this message out into the world, the more I believe that we can make this world a better place. I believe I'm here to make the world a better place by sharing my stories. And so, if you find that the podcast show is really adding value to your life, one way I could say is how we can really spread that message and share the message is to share. It's just to let people know, hey, I've got this really great podcast show I listen to. I've learnt so much, and pass it on. It's one reason why I do what I do and why I think I've been successful at what I do is because I'm a big giver. I have a big heart and I'm full of love and compassion and helping people. So it's one way to give back to the world and contribute to the world, and in a really positive way. So sharing is caring. Well, yes, and I'm out of here. Easter half term. I have a child who needs entertaining, and I'm really busy working on a new manifesting program that's going to be launching in the next few weeks. As soon as we get out of Mercury retrograde, I am going to be fully on that. At the moment, I am just enjoying chilling out a little bit, giving myself time and space to do the work necessary so I can come back with bigger and better and badder vision of where I want to be. Lots of love and light to you, and until we meet again, take care. Bye.